Hey there, YouTube family. Stocks with Josh. I'm traveling, as you guys can see. Have to come in and chime in on these markets. So much going on in my portfolio. I would love to cover crypto today. I've covered it for the last 3 videos, but there's a trade that's just bigger, faster, and more profitable for me. I guess you guys could probably guess what it is. If you've guessed Tesla, you are right. Tesla is just under 150% up. I have a new price prediction for you guys, as well as I'm going to get into some of why this is happening, what to expect, what do the technicals say, where's the support and resistance. This is just too hot of a trade to neglect right now. If you guys have been listening to me, I talked earlier, a couple videos back, on the importance of letting go of your losers and holding on to your winners longer, and is proving to be so true right now in Tesla. Now, if we were going to talk a little bit about crypto, we've got some of our favorite cryptos, Solana, ADA. These things are being pulled off of the exchange. It's causing panic. It's causing them to sell off. You know, there's a lot of questions around it. I saw some speculation regarding Gary Gensler. There's been some accusations that he could be and could have shorted crypto before taking these actions against crypto. And you know, I personally believe that he has taken a stab at the heart of crypto. He has an agenda that is not for the people. It's for the FedNow dollar and the CBDC. He's had too long and too many chances to do things that would provide clarity and regulation. You've got all these people, Brian Armstrong of Coinbase. I would even see Binance as one of them saying, please lay out the regulation and we will attempt to align ourselves. But that wasn't their goal. The goal was to entrap, prevent, limit, and to get their own bags filled first. So I'm going to get into that at another video. But right now, Tesla is just too profitable not to cover. I'm going to give you guys some technicals, even if you're not in the Tesla trade. Well, for one, I would say, man, that was a mistake. When I called Tesla a buy at $153, I called it a buy when it was way up and falling after the last earnings. When the earnings sell-off occurred, I said ultimately this thing is likely going to blow through 164 and it's ultimately going to find support at $153. I got set up, I had my charts drawn, and the day before it got there and the day it got there, I said, buy. This is where I'm buying, right? We had to struggle over the $164 mark. That was really tough. That was an area where if it hadn't broken through, and nobody knew at that point if it would break through, because if it had broken down there, then it could be easily argued if 153 was lost, then we were looking at 145. If 145 was lost, we could go all the way back to the lows. A lot of heat, a lot of pressure, a lot of bears piling up, a lot of FUD coming out regarding Tesla. But in the background, behind the scenes, these guys were just simply building a master foundation to ramp up in 2023. This is going to be an amazing year. This is not the year of Tesla's demise. I'm going to play a video for you guys in a little bit that I think is absolutely fascinating and literally is just a great clarification of why Tesla's winning right now. And at the very end of the video, I'm going to give you guys a prediction as to where the price could go. You know, I try not to look too far down the road. In my mind, if you've gotten snagged up and if you've lost money, it's very likely you are looking too far down the road and trying to guess what was happening. If you're, we have to stay right now within the guidelines of the technicals. I'm going to show you some of those. It's going to be another technical class. I hope that you guys can see it. I want you guys to know, I laid in my bed last night at 2, 3, 4 a.m. I was wide awake. And in my mind's eye, I was literally looking at the Tesla chart. I was looking at it, playing it through, considering what it would do. I'm telling you that I'm very connected to this. I think you're going to find it all very interesting. I think it's going to be a great show today. This is the Stocks with Josh show. As always, thank you guys so much for hitting that like. Thank you for all the new subscribers. We've been adding a lot to the community over the last couple of weeks. I had an amazing event in New York, and I got to quickly comment on that. You know, people, I've been in New York a couple of times. Of course, New York, to some people, New York has a reputation of being a rough city. You know, you got the New Yorker says, with the heavy accent says, get out of here, or get out of my way. This type of stuff. I just have to tell you that all I came across in New York was sweet, kind, and considerate people. Everyone, from the taxi drivers, the Uber drivers, to the people at the hotel, to people in the restaurants, everybody was great. I had an absolute blast. And of course, I got to meet some of you guys, which was amazing. I found myself last night thinking about the Tesla trade, thinking about some of you guys, thinking about the importance of everything that I bring to you how important it is, because we're a community and and behind all of this, people are making moves. One of the guys I met, is a lifetime electrician, around 60 years old. His knees are bad, He's saved up some money. He's trying to transition to a point where he doesn't have to get down and put those pressure on those knees anymore. He can begin to put the pressure on his money to get his money to work for him. I understand how important this is. That's probably one of the reasons why I was sitting there thinking about what the technicals were and how it could make a big difference with this play. I'm going to lay it out for you. You guys know I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just going to show you what I see in the charts, and hopefully we can make some money. Before we get into the charts, I want to take a moment and actually just talk about the fundamentals. I think I've got a video I'm going to play for you guys, and I don't even care if you're not in Tesla. The idea that's expressed in this video that talks about how innovation is going to lead and dominate. I hear AI influences. We're talking about vertical integration, right? And this is a great video. It's the CEO of Ford explaining the lead that Tesla has developed for themselves and what exactly their vertical integration model is going to do for them. And they're doing it this year. Check out this video and that'll give you guys my opinion at the end.
If I explain to, the listeners how crazy our software system is and why it's so difficult for legacy car companies to get software right, I'll do it very quickly.
Yeah.
So to save probably $500 a vehicle, or let's say 350 quid a vehicle.
Yeah.
We farmed out all the modules that control the vehicles to our suppliers because we could bid them against each other. So Bosch would do the body control module, someone else would do the seat control module, someone else would do the engine control module.
Right.
And we'd have about 150 of these modules of semiconductors all through the car. The problem is the software are all written by, 150 different companies, and they don't talk to each other.
Right.
And so even though it says Ford on the front,
Yeah.
I actually have to go to Bosch to get permission to change their seat control software.
Right.
So
Wow.
even if I had a high-speed modem in the vehicle and I had the ability to write their software, it's actually their IP. And I have 150, we call it the loose confederation of software providers, 150 completely different software programming languages. All the structure of the software is different. It's millions of code, and we can't even understand it all. So, that's why at Ford, we've decided in the second generation product to completely insource the electrical architecture.
Right.
And to do that, you need to write all the software yourself. But just remember, car companies haven't written software like this.
Yeah.
Ever. They've never written software. So we're literally writing how the vehicle operates, the software to operate the vehicle for the first time ever.
So yeah, that was very, very powerful. Vertical integration. Ford CEO is Tesla's best salesman right now. And what I want you guys to understand is that 2023 is not going to be the apocalyptic decline of Tesla. This is going to be the year where the best foundation is going to be laid for the next move up. In my view, these guys are bringing the backhoes in. I'm not a big contractor guy, so I don't know all the different machinery, but they're bringing the big machinery to dig the moat around their castle deeper, and they're adding the crocodiles this year. And that's what I hear when I hear him say what he's saying. These guys have set it themselves up to win long term. These other companies, man, they're dinosaurs in the way that they've been running. They have had no competition. They've dominated the space. They've fallen asleep at the wheel. And really, these guys are the dinosaurs. Elon Musk and Tesla is like a meteorite shower raining fire down upon their traditional archaic ways. The only real competition that I actually keep an eye on in regards to Tesla is BYD out of China. These guys are a real threat. They've got their costs in line. They've got a very good foundation laid, and they are selling a lot of cars. And so Elon has to compete with them. But in my view, it is not a large competition field for Elon. But let's just talk a little bit about what's happened in the price charts, because this is what I was thinking about last night. And guys, you got to understand, you missed the bottom on Tesla stock. It is not, and I repeat, it is not going back to $100 a share. Right now, the lowest low, and I'm going to call this the breakdown, everything's hit the fan, big problem. Elon, does something that the market doesn't like. The lowest low that I see Tesla hitting moving forward is above $200. It's between $200 and $205. That has become an absolute historic support line. Okay, we've hit it. I showed it to you guys in a previous chart. Numerous times we came up and we got defeated at 200, but this decisive breakout above has now turned that into a very long-term and strong support. Now, the next thing I want you guys to see is the Bollinger Bands, right? You know that this momentum to the upside is just too strong. It's overbought. It's nothing but enthusiasm and FOMO. People closing short positions. That's largely what it probably is people thought that they were going to short right at the top. They thought that 225 might be the top. So they entered shorts, and now they're being forced, getting liquidated because the price is still moving up. But if you look at the Bollinger Bands, and we continue our upward trend, which right now we have to trade the trend, and the trend is up. Really, support would be at the top of the Bollinger Bands, right? We're outside of it. We'd come back and touch the top, and we can stay in this extended upward trend for quite a while, even though it's overbought. The top of that Bollinger Band is going to be around $235, so it should pull back to that range, and it can absolutely continue up. I think that at this point, and this is the big prediction, okay? And I've made predictions all along the way. Not one of them has been wrong. I think that we have to get to $265 on Tesla right now. Okay, we have to. And I think that we possibly are going to push up all the way to this next earnings, which I believe is July 24th. Don't quote me on it. I have to look that up again. But I think that we are likely going to push up. The market's giving Elon the benefit of the doubt. There's a lot of news stories coming out left and right. Their electrical charging station is becoming the adapted nationwide standard. That's extremely bullish for Tesla. It's what caused the pump today. The market's giving them the benefit of the doubt, right? And they're assuming that they're killing it. They're assuming that they're doing everything they promised to do. And then we're going to find out at earnings. And most likely, that's where the big pullback would come, right? We could pull back all the way to $200 right now. There's supports along the way. I don't see it. I see us getting to 265. I see us possibly pulling back to 235, 237, bouncing, and continuing our move up till we get to 265. And then I see us potentially selling off on earnings, whether they're good or bad. At that point, it's just basically called profit taking. But here's the next thing. Right now, $300 is absolutely on the table for Tesla. Okay, it's on the table. If Tesla even comes close to meeting market's expectation, I'm going to throw out another point. AI, I was talking to one of the guys at the meet and greet here in New York, and he was asking me he was talking about Tesla being an AI stock. And I'm going to tell you that it's my personal opinion, and I'd love to hear your comments. So tell me what you think. It's my opinion that this upward price action is not in account to Tesla's AI integrations or ability. Okay, it's not. It's not the robo-taxi. It's not the other things coming down the road. Really, it's what they've accomplished in the fact that they're no longer cutting prices. They put a freeze on that. The market needed to send a warning shot over Elon's head. Stop cutting profit margin, and he did. So that's helpful. We can continue to move up. If he cuts profit margin, that would be bad. But it's the growth. It's the consistency, it's the accomplishments, it's the vertical integration, it's the foundation being laid in 2023, and it's the belief that Tesla's got better profit margin and better years ahead that's causing the price to go up. But then, if Elon can actually show us some groundwork of Tesla truly making big steps forward in the integration of AI and progress in that area, that's a whole other bump. Right? And I'm going to tell you. So right now, I think we're going to go up to 265. We've got some pullback opportunities along the way. 235, 237 is the most likely. But ultimately, we're moving to 265. And we'll see how it performs then. We got to look at the candlesticks. We got to look at the environment. But if they continue to make some progress and begin to really make some progress on the AI, we can easily get a $300 Tesla this year. And the truth is, if you take a big step back and you look at the total company, the fundamentals, the price action, and the technicals, right, and the market cap right now of Tesla, the truth is this could be a $600 stock in 2024. Now, that is a loose prediction. I'm not even thinking about $600 in 2024 right now. Right now, my goal is 265, and the trade has become more difficult. right? We've gone up, like I said, 150% since January, and the trade has become more sensitive. People are a little bit more trigger happy. The algorithm trading that exists out there, the Aladdin trading systems of BlackRock, could trigger sell-offs that begin to just have momentum sell-offs and begin to roll and cause things to move much lower than people are expecting right now. But at the moment, I am not anticipating that. My eye is on 265 bucks. My hands are on the winners. I had taken some profit the other day, but with the profit I took in shares, that gets rolled over into call options, right? And I still do some, when I get to these mile markers, when I get to 265, I'll add some puts. I'm not expecting it to blow right through. I'm expecting that to be a hard resistance. I'll add puts along the way. I'm not only buying calls. Right now, I still have shares. I'm in calls. And I have a little bit of a longer goal of 265. 300 is not off the table, right? I'm beginning to get that AI talk coming, then 300 bucks, and then the longer term view, I see $600 back on the table. I think the narrative that Tesla's done, they're overpriced, overvalued. I think that I think that's fading away, and I think people are taking more of a bullish view of Tesla and what they've accomplished. And I think 2023 is going to go down in history as one of their great years, and the foundation is getting laid. All right, guys, real quick, if you need better trade tools, the moomoo investment app is currently offering up to 17 free stock if you open and fund an account, as well as you can get $100. You put in $100, they match your $100, they give you guys a cash coupon, and you then have $200 in your account and up to 17 free stock. It's a limited time and exclusive offer, but the very best thing that I love about moomoo is the chat group that I host in the app. I'm traveling, so I'm not getting in there as much as often, but I'm going to be getting in and talking to you guys and giving you some other technicals there. So get your free stock, start investing, double your money, put that 100 in, get your 200, right? And then you can come find the chat group that I host on the app called Stock Josh Fam. In conclusion, I have to keep it very simple. You guys have to understand me. You missed the bottom on Tesla. There's absolutely no way that we're going back to a $100 Tesla, but Tesla is a volatile stock, and you are going to have other opportunities and new opportunities to get in at a lower price. Right now, we are wildly moving higher, but we are not going to only go up. We are going to go back and we're going to test the lows and the strengths of the lows. And right now, the big historical trend line that I don't know that we're going to get back to, but the one that would make the most sense to get back to is $205. And if you're not in now, and this is a bullish video, and you're thinking, wow, Josh, but you said 265, you said 300, you said 600, guys, be a patient investor. One of my favorite quotes by Warren Buffett is that money moves from impatient hands to patient hands. And I believe that you will get Tesla back tested on those lows. We've got so many negative things that are happening in the market. There's tons of bearish macro events still behind us. We're going to get a pause on the Fed rate hike this month in June, but we're very likely going to get a rate hike in July and be back into a place where the market gets scared and the market gets freaked, and stuff will just sell off regardless of the fundamentals, and we'll know those right places to buy back in. Guys, you can follow me, you can hit that like and that subscribe, and you can join me on my journey. We've been killing it so far. Again, before I sign off, I just want to say I was so pleased and happy to meet you guys, and I'm looking forward to the meet and greets that we're going to plan in other states throughout the country. It's going to be great. Learned a lot from this one, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I'll be traveling this week, but the very next video, I'm going to have to cover what's going on with these cryptos that are getting pulled off the exchanges. But until then, I'll see you guys in the comment section. Peace and blessings, my friends. Take care.